obviously the last few years of your career were with Cardiff. How do you reflect on that? Because you joined a squad that was Robbie Fowler and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. There was, I think there was a young Aaron Ramsey coming through.
Rambo,
at the time.
yeah.
Really exciting time for the club, but just couldn't get back to the Premier League.
Yeah, Joe Ledley. I think in the league we struggled because both myself and Robbie, it plagued us towards the end of our careers. But we both had injuries in that one season we had at Cardiff. Dave Jones, fantastic manager. He's got a fantastic rapport with the players. I think that was a really good squad of players. Like you say, Aaron Ramsey was in there. We had Glenn Loovins and Roger Johnson playing at the back, and McNaughton, Peter Whittington. That's done quite a lot of things in the game for Cardiff. Played in the Premier League with them. So there was a host of talent there, and we did okay in the league. But I would say we probably should have done better. Injuries prevented us probably going that little bit further and making the playoffs. But in the FA Cup we did well and we got to the final, and on another day, it's a one-off game. I think we could have won that final because, in my opinion, Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth team were there for the taking. It didn't happen, and I got a little bit of playing time in that final, and it was a nice way for me to end my career, and that was realising another dream, playing in the FA Cup final. But my time down at Cardiff, we lived in a valley not far out of the city centre called St Nicholas. We loved it. We lived next door to a famous ex-boxer, Nicky Piper and his wife and their family, and it was a real nice area. We got on well with all the Welsh people. I hope there's not a referendum for them to go independent, but we just loved it. And actually thinking about coming back to the UK, we did consider going and living in Cardiff. It was just that it was so far away from our families that we might as well have stayed in Dubai. So that's probably the reason we didn't.
When you waited all that time to play Blackpool again, it did come with Cardiff, and then you go and score.
No.
It was a really big thing for you not to celebrate, wanting to show that respect.
Yeah, I mean, a lot's been made about the celebrating and not celebrating, and Frank Lampard, an ex-teammate of mine at West Ham, got on great with Frank, and I've just joined the world of Twitter, and a few people have got onto me and said, it's a joke, this players not celebrating against their old clubs. Now, I think if the club that you've scored against is a club that you've represented and played for 13 years, been a big part of your life. His mum was very, very big in Frank's life, and she went to watch the games a lot at Stamford Bridge. And I think, when you start looking at what history and what part in his life, not just his footballing life, but his personal life that club held for Frank, I think you can realise and understand why he wouldn't celebrate. If it's a player that's been at a club for 2 minutes or has been on loan there for 6 months and he goes back and scores against them and don't want to celebrate, I can't understand that. I'd be going mad and thinking, you should have signed me, this is why you should have signed me. Myself at Blackpool, it's where I started my career. I didn't want to celebrate. I love the club. I hope they get back to the Premier League, and I didn't really enjoy scoring that much, although it was probably my best game for Cardiff.